Morning, guys. We're out early because we have a flood warning out for today and wind and hail. And so these lovely spring bloomers, particularly, I haven't really focused on our peonies, but they have such beautiful, big, strong heads that, like Sarah Bernhardt, she probably won't be surviving this storm today. But look at her prop today. This is our larkspur that we transplanted. Isn't this a beautiful way to prop up the peony? But you'll see that Carl Rosenfeld back there looks gorgeous. I have cut several bouquets, and probably after the video this morning of just the garden and how it looks, I will get in here and cut a bouquet because this rain, I don't know how damaging it's going to be. It always is an alert to me, and I don't like things to be torn down. But look at these cosmos. What a great idea. You know, you get these inspirations, and already I could start deadheading these and they'll continue to bloom and bloom and bloom. But the the garden is so lush, and it's all the rain. Pincushion flowers back here are starting to bloom. My little zinnias, but isn't this sweet? It just keeps getting better and better. Oh, another larkspur. Gosh. Zinnias are coming out of some kind of bug, and I keep spraying them. So now we're seeing some head on the branches. That's no big concern. It's so lush, it'll be lovely. And Shirley Temple, the same thing. A little trick I learned is if I had cleaned up my lilac tree, and I kept the branches. And it's so nice to have anything that's in the fork like this. And then you can prop up your peonies. These are herbaceous peonies. I love them. In fact, I was online this morning looking for a better support system because of the fact when you have this much rain, you get that much more lift to them, but they're absolutely beautiful. Foxgloves, look at this. You know, I hope the wind doesn't blow them down. We never know what happens with them. You've seen that by now. You've seen the video of how lovely they are. The clematis doing great.
What do you got coming up here?
Where? This little pink?
Yeah.
I just moved Giles Vanette's Veronica. It was hidden under the cloud of blue forget-me-nots. So I cleaned out an iris here, and I put that right there because it's never going to get any taller, which I love, love, love that color. The purples are amazing. I always talk about that. Pretty soon I'm going to be on my asters. I want to get in here, and if you have traditional asters, these get very tall unless you come in and do what they call the Chelsea chop.
Chelsea chop.
I'm going to cut these back.
I just like saying that.
I know. Chelsea chop. I'm going to cut them back by 1/3 to 1/2, and that's just size control. That beautiful clematis, I still haven't looked up to see what should be there, but I don't care what it is. I hope it comes back next year like it is so strong. The other thing that's coming out, my yarrows, and look at this rose campion. It just came out this year. It is spectacular, mixed in with the dappled willow. This is, oh yeah, great view. And you have this yarrow in with my, I never can remember the name of this.
It's an orchid.
An orchid, the pretty orchid.
Gosh.
Absolutely phenomenal. I've mentioned before, I don't care that these are white irises. They didn't bloom this year because they're covered up with my, I'll think of this little yellow flower. So the yellows are just now coming out. You'll notice in your gardens, you'll have purples, you'll have pinks, then the yellows come, which add a pop of color. And I'm excited to see those come out right in here. It'll fill up that void. This little corner, fantastic. You know, Sarah Elizabeth could not be any prettier. And in with these wonderful perennial geraniums. I love this ground cover, and the scent is lovely. I have put in some beans in the little veg garden area, Roby Rogers beans. They've had those for years and years, but everything is looking gorgeous. This new area, love it. I did end up planting mat instead of giving away the daylilies till I figure out what I want to do there. I am planting mat against my cypress, which I love. And then now when you look into this shade garden, those purples, I have Jack Manii. You can see the colors so vibrant, even in the shade. Jack Manii is in bloom back there. He has a lot of buds on him. Love, love, love the clematis. And I have given all the clematis and the roses and the geraniums some rose tone the end of May. This is the 30th, 31st, 30th. This pot's doing fabulous. The whole shade garden, because of the rain, I keep saying, the rain has been phenomenal, but it has done such beautiful work on all of my shade garden plants. Look at the rose. I mean, the Zephyrin Druin is popping like crazy. I don't think I mentioned my little pink shrub rose, and that's behind you, Reg. And I want you to just twirl around for a second. This little shrub rose is over 25 years old, and it has never looked so lush. Absolutely gorgeous. I'd like to put another shrub rose up in that corner too. It's just getting it done. That's all that matters. The other thing that's going to happen soon, once we get some heat, my astilbes back in here, they'll start popping. We need some sunshine and heat, and hopefully that'll happen next week. But, I keep saying everything is so much taller than it's been, and the colors are going to be gorgeous. Shade garden couldn't be prettier. I never truly mentioned the heart-shaped leaves of our Eastern Redbud. I think it's just gotten so big this year. It's the third year we've had it. And it blooms early spring with those purple, reddish purple buds. Not necessarily red bud, but they're purplish. We always talk about the shade garden. It couldn't be any prettier this time of the morning, even during the day. But I wanted you to see what's happening in the garden before the hail and rain and could beat things down. So that is it this morning. Oh, let's run up onto the rainbow garden because it's looking great too. So look at these peonies up here. That's why I wanted to get out. I will definitely, I have my clippers out. I will cut a bouquet because they're just so lovely. Look at Carl Rosenfield, this gorgeous peony against Sarah. No, this is Carnaby. Carnaby is really showing off. Anyhow, everything is just, things are, the Liatris here that I planted last year from seed is doing great. There comes, oh, my producer, be careful. He's climbing up. But the foliage, these are my hellebores. The foliage, I keep telling that this plant is amazing every season. The foliage is absolutely gorgeous. This dark green through the summer weather, and then you have the blooms come February, March, April. There's still some blooms on here that fade to this beautiful green, but it does accent this whole garden. The lilac.
How about lavender?
Lavender. I just noticed that yesterday coming out. So I love getting out in the mornings, and probably you do too in your gardens. But if you're in West Virginia on May 30th, I'd get out and cut some bouquets because we don't know what's going to happen. And we know our peonies can't take the hail and the extreme rain because they'll just flop. Thanks for watching, guys. Early morning walk in the garden. That's it. We'll see you the next time. Bye.